Hello, preschool teachers. I am really excited for this year at Kids at the Ridge. We have some super fun resources that I've been able to find for our preschoolers, and I am excited to explore with you and experiment and see how we can best help these little minds and hearts learn about God and come closer to Him this year. So as we start, I am wanting in this video to give you a simple outline of the curriculum so that when you come on your first Sunday, you feel more prepared to know what you're getting into and have a little bit of an idea of what the classroom will look like and how the flow of the morning will go. So in our classes, we follow four system cycles things. We do four things. So we always start with a welcome. Not the part of my brain. I've got a little bit of a cold, so my words are not coming today. But we always start with a welcome, and then we'll move to teaching. Then we'll have crafts and playtime. And then we end back circled up all together for a memory verse and a blessing as we send the kids home. So that's a simple format. We go through each of those cycles every single Sunday. The lessons we teach are different. The crafts we do might be slightly different, but this is the same format. So when you're starting, don't freak out about getting all the stuff right. Just try to remember and follow these four steps, and you're doing awesome, because it can be really overwhelming when you first get a curriculum and you're looking through it and you're learning all the language and the different things. And so I really want to make sure you're giving yourselves some grace, because I don't expect it to go amazingly perfectly well the first time you're teaching. I don't expect all the things to have been really well prepared, because it's a lot. The only thing I would encourage you to do is to just try to remember this. And if you just do a simple pared down version of this on your first couple of times teaching, you're doing awesome. You're right on track. Because the more you get used to this rhythm, the easier it'll be to then, come up with different creative ideas and really implement the teaching and the crafts a little bit easier. So I'm going to give you a couple, just talk through those four steps about what we're hoping to have happen in them, and that will also hopefully help you. But before that, I have this really cool little frog that I bought for preschool, and this is going to be your signal for the kids when there's a transition, and you can use it anytime you're wanting to get their attention, basically, or to give them instructions. So it's just really simple. It comes with this little thing that actually goes in his mouth like this, and then when you're ready to use it, you just pull it out and you go up on his back. And then you can tell the kids every time you hear the sound, that means you need to stop what you're doing and look for me, find the teacher, let's practice. Everybody look away, look at a different wall. Can you find me? Great listening. You can practice that. But this is going to be handy because it will hopefully help save your voice from having to shout or whatever. And it's just super fun. The kids are going to want to see the frog. They're going to want to know what happens, and it's a soft sound that'll help get their attention. So back to our structure. When we start the day out with the welcome activity, this is simply designed to have the kids acclimate to the classroom. So when they first arrive on your first time teaching, you're going to want to make sure, obviously, you come early, set up your room, but when the kids come, line them up to have them wash their hands at the sink. There's colds and flus and swine, like hand, foot, and mouth disease, all sorts of stuff going through all the time in the fall, and so we just want to make sure we enter in with clean hands. So line the kids up, have them wash hands, and then guide them to whatever activity is the first activity. It should be something really simple like building blocks or doing a little guessing game that is easy for the kids to engage in, but also not requiring a lot of your time, so that if there's kids who are crying or having a hard time coming in, you can actually go to that child and talk with them one-on-one while the helpers and the other kids are still playing that activity. It also gives them something to see and to want to come into, instead of just an empty classroom where they're not sure where they're supposed to go. If they see this activity, and you and the helpers talking and playing, they're going to be more interested in coming in and just adjusting to the space there. So that's all that the welcome is designed to do. Some time to wash your hands and help the kids get into the space and used to each other and where they are. After that, you're going to do story time. You can use your frog again to signal it's time for story. We also have a really fun little tune. Anytime you can incorporate a song into the kids for transitions, super helpful for their little brains and their bodies to recognize that something different is happening. So for this month, we're going to be trying out the tune, If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. But we're going to do it, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If the kids are really into it, you can have them, if you're ready for a story, you'll pat your head or do little things. And that should be your fun way to get them over to the carpet and sitting down and all ready for story time. Once you're into story time, we've got different Bibles picture Bibles you can use, and you can read the story to them, talk about your question, and reveal the big idea of the day, which we usually shout out together. The big idea is, I can spend time with God, and whatever it is like that. During this time, we'll have snacks available for our kids, so the helpers will probably make sure they go and grab the snacks and pass them out. After you're done your story time, there's a little video as well. You can use it or not, it's up to you. It's just a 3-minute little animated video of the same story. So it's just repetition. They've read it, they've talked about it, and then they get to see it in a video form. After that, it's playtime. And our playtime is structured with 3 different stations. And I'm going to have you guys repeat these 3 stations every week with just different tweaks to it, basically, so that it hopefully is helpful for you. You're not having to prep or figure out a whole nother craft necessarily. And it gives the kids a chance to be a little more self-guided, right? Preschoolers won't be able to sit and pay attention for very long, and so the story time will probably be pretty short. And then these 3 different stations are just little prompts to help guide them into curiosity and engaging with the story. So we've got a sensory table where we'll have Play-Doh this month. The next month I'm debating between sand and water beads. But this month it'll be Play-Doh, and they'll have different little items around the Play-Doh they can stick in the Play-Doh, like beans or twigs or shells, things like that. So they can roll the Play-Doh, cut the Play-Doh, make patterns with the different things in the Play-Doh. The next station is going to be a coloring station with a coloring page from the story. And I'll have little cue cards for questions. If you're sitting with the kids, you can ask them, what's the story about? Do you remember? Or things like that. And the last station is always going to be play. So we've got different just toys in the room that you can use. Wherever possible, we will try to provide toys that they can use to act out the story with. So if it's Mary and Martha this first week, we're going to try and find as many household play items. So cleaning supplies, little kitchen supplies and things like that. And then they can play and pretend they're Martha, who's busy cooking, and then maybe some play Bibles and things like that. And then they can pretend they're Mary and they want to spend time with Jesus. Let's read a Bible, story, and they can just both play act regular life stuff, which kids love to do, as well as relate it a little bit to the story. After that time, which is a good chunk of your time, is just letting the kids play in those 3 different stations and exploring and encouraging them and asking what they're doing, what did they feel. That's the best way you can support them during that time. After that, we want to regroup at the end as parents come. And so that last activity is really just designed, we want to have Bible memory verses be a little bit more regular in their lives so they can begin to memorize God's truth. It's really important for our hearts and our minds to be able to have and to hold God's word. So we're going to start this early and they might not get it, but it's fine. We just say the Bible verse together with some actions. and that's our Bible verse time. And then the blessing is just a time to pray with them and to bless them and as they go home. This also then gets them all together back on the carpet, which is handy because then you can have your helpers read to them a story, or you can have your helpers play Simon Says with them, and that frees you up as the teacher to go to the door and welcome parents. And we really want to encourage you guys as teachers to start practicing trying to do a little bit more of that one-on-one handoff. So you go say hi to the parents, make sure the tag that they have is right for their kid, sign the kid out. You can call the kid over, and then you can give the kid a little sticker, say thanks for coming, and then you can tell the parent something that the kid did that day. Just like, they did great today. They played Play-Doh and made an awesome circles or whatever it is. Bye, great to see you, right? And then you can go on to the next parent. All those little touch points, all those little personal moments you can have with the kids and the parents are going to be huge to helping the kids feel known and loved and like they want to come back, like this is a place where they know me. And for the parents as well to feel like, oh, they've taken care of my kid, here's like they're giving me information about what's happening, and it just makes them feel really like pretty confident about leaving the kids in our care again the next week. So those are the outline sort of 4 sections of a class. If you have questions, please let me know. I'm always available to chat on phone or through email or in person. children@jerichoridge.com is my email. And I will make one more video. This one's the first one for when you're like first learning how to teach. Hopefully it's helpful. The next one will be about all the resources. I actually wanted to give you a visual of the resources. So like more of the things like this and the bulletin boards and I'll show you in the classrooms where things are stored and things like that. So you'll have a little more of a concrete idea where everything is. So you can look forward to that video in the next couple of days, and I'll let you know when it's up. And we're excited to learn with you guys. All right, take care. Bye.